You've probably heard of CBT or cognitive behavioral therapy. But how does it actually work? Is it just thinking positively? Is it some kind of mental hack? Or is it something that's actually backed by science? Hey friends, I'm David and I'm part of the Overcome team. And here at Overcome, our goal is to help more and more people improve their mental health. And today I want to break down CBT in a way that's simple and practical, especially if you're struggling with your thoughts and feelings right now and are looking for a solution. Before we start, if you're someone who's feeling stuck or overwhelmed right now, we at Overcome offer free mental health coaching for anyone who needs it. This is for anyone who needs support for their mental health, and it's a space for you to talk about anything you need. So may it be about relationships, about anxiety, procrastination, and everything else. So if you feel like you're someone who can benefit from some free mental health coaching, feel free to go to the link in the description. It's totally free, so I hope you try it out. Anyway, let's get back to the video. So CBT stands for Cognitive Behavioral Therapy. At its core, it's based on a super simple idea, which is basically how you think affect how you feel, and how you feel affects how you act. Let me say that again. Your thoughts affect your feelings, and your feelings affect your actions. So with that in mind, changing your thoughts will change how you feel, and that will ultimately change how you behave. CBT helps you do exactly that. It's like going to the gym, but for your brain, where you are tasked to try to spot unhelpful thought patterns, challenge these thought patterns, and then replace them with thoughts that are more realistic. Let's clear up some myths real quick. Number one, CBT is not about pretending that everything is alright. It's not just about putting all negative thoughts aside to feel like you're okay. Number two, it's not just about thinking happy thoughts. It's more than that. It's also acknowledging these thoughts and also knowing how to manage them well. And number three, it's not about ignoring your emotions. CBT is actually very practical. It's used by therapists all over the world, and it's backed by tons of research. And it works for a lot of things like anxiety, depression, OCD, PTSD, and even chronic pain. It's not about toxic positivity. It's about building mental tools to be able to handle life more effectively. Okay, now let's talk about some basic examples of CBT. Let's say your friend doesn't reply to your message. For some people, this is not really a big deal. But for others, or you, if this is you, your automatic thought might be, hey, they might be angry at me, they might be upset at me, I might have done something wrong. Now, if you're having these thoughts when someone doesn't reply to your text, my advice is to take a pause for a bit, because that's just your brain jumping into conclusions. So in CBT, you'd learn how to examine that thought. If you're working with a mental health coach, like our coaches here at Overcome, our coaches might ask you questions like, is there evidence that they might be mad at you? Could there be other explanations? Maybe they're just busy. How does this thought that they might be angry at you make you feel? Does it make you feel anxious? Does it make you feel insecure? And lastly, how do you act because of it? What are the behaviors that you develop because of those thoughts? Do you end up withdrawing or not texting them back? Or do you spend hours and hours just spiraling on your bed thinking about why they might be mad at you? Now imagine if you challenged that thought and replaced it with, maybe they're just caught up with work and I'll check in with them later. That one shift in thought changes your emotions and your behavior. That's the power of CBT. So how does CBT actually work in practice? Here are some of the main tools that therapists use. So number one is creating thought records. So your coach or your mental health professional will help you at least write down your thoughts in a specific format. So here you write down the situation, what happened exactly, when did it happen, how did it happen, and then you write down the thought that it triggered. And then afterwards, you ask yourself, how did that make me feel? And then later, you examine whether the thought is actually true. So if you want to do this exercise, it's actually pretty easy. You just want to make a table on your notebook and then write down the questions I asked and answer them. And hopefully by the end of the exercise, you realize whether the thought is actually true. So the second tool I can share with you is called behavioral experiments. Let's say you're someone who's afraid of speaking up during meetings. So if you examine yourself, what's the thought that comes when you're called to speak in a meeting? Your thought could be, if I speak up, I'll just embarrass myself. So in CBT, specifically behavioral experiments, what you do is you actually test that belief. So if you have this thought that if you speak up in a meeting, you're going to embarrass yourself, the experiment we can give you is to actually test it out. Try speaking in a meeting and then try to validate if you actually embarrass yourself. Just see what happens. And then with whatever happens, it helps you update that belief, which is most likely untrue. The third tool that I can share with you is called exposure therapy. And I believe this is a good combination with behavioral experiments since they sort of work in the same way. So if, for example, you're someone who's really anxious about certain situations or certain actions like driving, for example, with exposure therapy as part of our CBT program, it can gently help you expose yourself to that thing that causes you anxiety, of course, in a safe and structured way. This is what we did with one of our clients where they were really afraid of driving in the city. So we found a way to safely expose them to that thing they're scared of, which is driving. It's not an instant fix, just to let you know. It takes time, but it's a way to get to where you want to be. So let's talk about why CBT works. I believe CBT works because it gives you agency. You're not just reacting to life and everything that's happening, you're actually learning how to respond with awareness. It is structured, it is goal-oriented, and it is focused on the present. It's not just digging about your past. And some studies have shown that it's actually as effective as medication when dealing with anxiety and depression. And it's even more effective if you combine it with therapy and coaching. So if you've been feeling anxious or stuck with negative thoughts or generally overwhelmed by life, I can recommend CBT as something worth exploring. And you don't have to do it alone. Here at Overcome, we offer free mental health coaching just in case you're someone who needs it. This is where someone can walk you through using our mental health tools. Our coaches can help you gain clarity on your problems and what you actually need. And by the end of it, actually put them into practice and hold you accountable to them. So if you need this final reminder right now, you're not broken, you are not lazy, you just need the right tools to help you and someone who's right in your corner. Anyway, if you like this video, feel free to like and subscribe. That's really going to be helpful. And let us know in the comments if you've tried CBT and how it worked for you. Anyway, thank you guys for watching and I'll see you on the next one.